Testing. Testing.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Nancy B, $2 super chat. You left the stupid heart thing on, and hello. I don't know what the heart thing is.
Probably that.
Did something hurt?
No, but it's the sound would be equivalent to a heart. I don't know.
No, I don't know.
That sound bugs me.
I'm not sure. We're just going to go straight into B-roll. There we go. Let's look at some fish. Welcome, everyone. We are here. It is Saturday. It is not Sunday. Do not check your calendars. This might be 3 weeks in a row. 3 Saturdays in a row. It's definitely 2. But here we are.
You don't see anything?
Audio good. They're lagged behind. They'll catch up. How about these Tucana Tetras?
I like them.
It had the wrong name. No,
Are
I'm
you
wrong.
talking
This
about
is
the
the
jelly
Lorto.
I was going to say, are these...
That's not Tucano. That's Lorto. It was right. And these are Morse codes. Don't mind me. I don't know anything about fish. 2 turtle Tom. I hope you only have 2 turtles. Because then your name would make sense.
Better be good ones.
Audio, video, good. We have 2 turtles.
Oh, yeah. I still don't think of one of them as technically...
You're really quiet.
I still don't think of one of the turtles as our turtle, but
Well, it's not, but
we
it's...
take care of it.
It's in our care.
And it eats more than anything, probably.
I don't see the live reactions anymore. I don't know if that's what you're talking about. But I don't
Or is
see
it the
'em.
hearts that just like
Because there's a heart right here.
all like move constantly? Are those the ones? Because I don't see anything. I don't know.
Look on this screen over here.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, it doesn't show for us anymore. So,
But
hey,
that's what I was referencing. I don't know if that's what.
if it shows to you guys, great. Doesn't show to me. So, oh, wait, I think I just saw it. Someone do it again. Oh, there it
Oh.
is. It's because I have the chat blown up on a 27-inch monitor, but all the chat's still on the left, and all the heart reactions are way over on the right.
I didn't even notice it. Honestly,
I didn't notice it either.
Which I normally do notice stuff like that.
The stupid heart is blocking the chat. Well, that needs to be fixed then.
That's weird.
Can I fix that while it's live? That is a question. Customization, live reactions, save.
Gone.
And now it says, now would be a good time to insert ads. So there you go.
What a trade-off.
For anyone who doesn't have YouTube Red or ad block, I apologize. I swear that was YouTube, not me. Today,
I don't know why I did that.
Yeah, today we're just kind of doing a little Saturday night hangout, little Q&A. The stream is titled Community Aquariums because that's what we do. So if you have questions, either we have answers or we can have answers.
It's very rare that I've had aquariums that are not community aquariums. I think I've had less than a handful out of the many, many, many tanks that I've had.
Yay, $2 well spent. Before the stream, I kept asking Chelsea, what's the heart? I don't even know what that means.
I couldn't remember at all because all I could think of was the live reaction, but I thought maybe that's not it because that hasn't happened in so long.
I'm not sure how that got turned back
So it wasn't
on.
even like on my radar as being an issue anymore, you know? Please no ads. Well, yeah. Ads are the worst. I lose my mind.
Yeah, there's I don't know if it put an ad there, but there won't be any more because I turned that off too.
I love community tanks, even though my tank is controversial a little. What's your tank? What's controversial? I'm trying to remember if is there like some squabbling? Some weird fish?
So, in case anyone is wondering, Candy says, I'm loving these blue hill
They're little
streams.
chunks.
If you missed any of our content over the last weekend, the Wet Spot got some blue hill stream loaches. They're SKO3, so their fins are blue.
They're really pretty.
And they're very pretty, and she got some, and I'm super jealous.
They really are blue. Like I've said this prior about certain fish. You pay for a color, it's called a color, it's not the color, or it's very lightly. This is like their fins are powder blue. like a solid powder blue.
So I have
It's pretty.
about an hour-long video coming out about Lake Tanganyikan fish, and
Yay.
a lot. You find that, and the reason I bring that up is you find that a lot in the Rift Lake cichlids, where
Yeah.
something is red something
And
and
it's
it's never
yellow.
red. It's always yellow.
Yeah, it's always yellow. They're all yellow. I'm like,
So-
why is it called? They're all yellow.
There's like some red fin
Freaking frack.
Kadonga
Yeah, it's yellow.
Tanzanian Mbuna something or other. I don't know, but they're yellow,
Yeah,
not red.
they're all yellow or blue. That's what they are. They're yellow or blue. I rarely see other colors in Tanganyikans.
See, these are ember blue tetras.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's so annoying to me though. You're just confusing the hell out of people. Like a red terror, like I don't think so. Barely.
Yes, Dan has the blue ones as well, and they're
Mhm.
still a good price. I think Dan is $39.99, and the wet spot is $29.99. I would be okay paying $49.99 for these
They're
fish.
really, really nice.
I can't speak for Dan's because I haven't seen them, but I do know the wet spot ones, and Candy can verify, are gigantic, very
they're really
large,
big and they're very chunky.
full grown.
Chunky chunks. Like they're half the reason I liked them so much is because of their chunkiness. They're stout little things, and they have like a really pretty like leopard zebra pattern. I don't even know how to describe it. The pattern is really nice.
And we have a short on them, so if any of you are curious, you can.
It's worth a watch.
It's only like 2 or 3 shorts ago, so you can go check it out.
It's a
and
really
then-
good example of what they actually like. This is what it's
Mhm.
gonna look like. This is it right there. There's no filters. There's no anything weird. That is what it looks like. So
Yeah, so Chelsea is in charge of the shorts on the channel, and she is not a fan of any type of filters. So
No, I
the
don't like
shorts are always
filters.
going to be unfiltered.
yeah, I don't. I just yeah, I don't like them. It's not good. It's misrepresentation. I understand in some situations, especially when you're correcting color, but still, the fish look like what they look like, and they usually don't need any help. So, especially the Blue Hill streams, they really don't need any assistance. They look quite nice on their own.
Tampa Tom knows, where could I get some turquoise rainbow eggs from? That might be a hard thing to find. I don't think there's a lot of people out there selling turquoise rainbow eggs.
Not a lot of people sell eggs. I mean, there's eggs out there, obviously, but I don't know. Maybe in the rainbow fish community they do, and I just am not aware of that. But I don't see a whole lot of people selling eggs other than like Medaka eggs or stuff like that.
Bob, thanks for turning the ads off, even though you do the opposite for most. I don't know what that means. The opposite
don't
for
get it.
most.
I forget. I forget. I don't understand. I'm not
I
understanding.
haven't. Yeah, I'm not sure what that means. I haven't put ads in the live stream in a very long time, because honestly, it pays a couple dollars and it's not worth the grievance to everyone. Whereas an ad in a video pays a couple $100, so
Yeah,
that's not going anywhere anytime soon. Like,
Oh, you have a single Bolivian ram with a single 4-inch Pandagara and a 20 high. They both get along just fine, but you wouldn't think it would work. Also, the fact that I have shrimp with all my you know what? I kept Bolivian rams with Pandagara. Not 1-and-1, which I still don't think would be a problem, but I've kept everything with Bolivian rams. Like every size, both small and large. Bolivian rams are just like the fits anywhere fish. It's crazy. One size fits all for them.
corridors, we're not talking about filters on the aquarium. We're talking about filters like in Photoshop
Yeah.
or whatever program you use.
Yeah. Like a lot of the content that I see,
Like-
especially on shorts, are very exaggerated, and I feel like, yeah, BS. I don't like to do that with fish, especially fish that are for sale, that like we're saying, hey, you guys should get these because they're beautiful. I feel like if we filter them, it'd be kind of rude, you know? There's
So-
already like bad expectations sometimes.
Chef Steve wants to know, what's the best food to encourage bristlenose to breed? Specifically, what kind of bristlenose? Because if we're talking about just the standard, any food, like that's a fish you just put a male and female together with a cave, and they're going to spawn. Now, the big thing is making sure they're getting enough food. So,
It's always the challenge there.
oh,
right?
excuse me, I shouldn't be drinking so
Holy
much carbonation.
Batman.
Yeah. What I would do if I were you is I would get some Rapashi Soylent Green. And the reason I like that is because it can stay in the tank for like 24 hours, maybe even up to 48 hours before it starts to soil. So it really gives them a chance to eat a lot. And that's what you want to do. Here's the Takano Tetras, by the way. Completely different
those
fish.
are very stunning fish.
So you want to get them really fat, and to do that, make sure they always have access to food, and that's why I like Repashy.
Oh, Regina, I knew it. Not to be a know-it-all, but I'm gonna be. I knew it would be fine. I'm so glad. Shed a perfect shed on Thursday and ate, so that that's why it wouldn't eat. There you have it. It was waiting to shed, and once it sheds, it's like, all right, cool, let's go. I got room now. We actually
We got a new snake.
we got a new
I
snake.
just stole your thunder.
No, it's not. It's fine. We got I don't care.
Do you want to go grab it?
I don't want to. I feel so bad bothering her.
What if
'cause
it's awake? What if I go look and it's awake?
If she's awake, then fine.
Okay, I'll go.
Don't dig her out. I feel so
won't.
bad. I bugged her so much, and she's so good.
I'm gonna roll all the way there, all the way out the
It's
door.
gonna take.
down the
It's gonna
road,
take a minute. So
across the street,
I guess this is just gonna be.
down the yellow brick
I hope I can answer any pressing questions that you guys have. Yeah, I wasn't worried about it. It's just, especially with age, they set their I don't know how to say, they set their rhythm for eating at a young age, and kind of you get the feel for how they particularly eat. So just to tell you guys before he gets it, we got a hypo tangerine Honduran milk snake. And hypo means like a reduced pattern, reduced color. This snake it's from Petco. This is from our Petco though, so they take phenomenal care of their animals. I would not buy most animals from any Petco, only this one for us. So she's been there for 8 months, since she was just a little peanut, and I've held her multiple times, and she's a really sweet snake. And finally it was 75% off, and I think we paid $65 for this snake, which is like a $200 to $400 snake. I mean, they're really gorgeous, and these are one of the largest of the milk snakes. So they get about 5-6 feet. So I really wanted it to be a female, just because I want it to get big. And I checked her yesterday, and I'm like 95% sure she's a female. So pretty stoked on that. But the filter thing was a joke. Oh, that went right over. I'm so tired. I don't sleep anymore if I haven't mentioned it. So I miss a lot these days, and I'm sorry. Yeah, exact combo will be. Yeah, that's funny. Was she sleep? She's asleep. She's nocturnal, to be fair, so she should be waking up later. But she was up earlier too, and my whole point was that she shed. And I noticed that I was holding her yesterday, and half of her shed, her bottom half, she starts going through my fingers like they will, and the shed just starts peeling off perfectly because I had doused her. Because I feel like the one thing they don't do at Petco is there's not enough humidity, and these are from a humid climate. So she's really gorgeous. I have a video. Maybe I'll post a short of her or something. She's really gorgeous.
Chef Steve says cannot get Repashy in Australia. Oh, well, in that case, I would just use like cucumber or zucchini.
They love
Stick
that.
it on a fork so it sinks, and that would be pretty equivalent. It's just going to rot a little faster is all.
Yeah, snake shedding is, and then I pulled the rest of her shed off today. It was very satisfying. It was ready to come off. It was completely loose and just hanging there, and poor thing kept getting dirt stuck under it, so I gave her a helping hand. But you never peel the shed off a snake or a lizard that isn't actively falling off. If you can help them, but just never yank that off. But it's very satisfying when they're getting the right amount of moisture, and it just slips right up, like a nice degloving. It's like the good version of degloving. Oh no, aquatic moose. That's the snake that escaped from you. We have made sure this snake is not escaping. We have had things escape. I think everybody's had that happen. We've had things escape. Luckily, we generally get these things back, but she isn't an escape. She's not getting out. Plus, she's a little chunk. So
I've got some red root floaters coming. I've been told to use lots of light. Also add iron and no water movement.
the
Anything
iron will
else?
keep them red.
The iron will help with red. I wouldn't be too worried about lots of light. Usually,
Moderate light's fine.
floating plants are within a couple inches of the light, so that's usually not a problem. But I would not be surprised or upset if your roots are not red.
It happens a lot, but like we were saying, the iron will help that. But some of them just aren't. Some of them I've had were really red, like very, very red, and then either some of them stayed, some of them lightened up. I think it just depends on your parameters. I was at PetSmart today, and they had almost pure white king with black lines down the spine. Gorgeous. I think that's a ghost. I believe that's what they call those. Ghost kings. Only 188. Yeah, it's not bad. I remember when all king snakes used to be $20. Same with garter snakes. All these colubrids were $20. And now they're not. Now they're 200 and up. I've said this many times. Price of reptiles getting a little bit crazy these days. I paid $350 for a Oregon red spotted garter years ago, and I was like, I wanted to punch myself in the face, but it was a beautiful snake. Beautiful full-grown snake.
Zen Ginger says they can get New Life Spectrum Algae Max in New Zealand, and it's almost the same thing and actually smells better than Repashy. Well, that means it's not as good.
I was going to say, the stinkier, the better. That's the whole thing. That pungent aroma, you know they're going to love it. They do love it.
Man, king snakes are so cool and cute. My MBK comes right up to the glass.
She was all over the place earlier. She was in a very small tank, and she spent all the time, every time we went in there, she's under her water dish. Never came out really. You'd see a little bit of her. She wasn't but now she's like, she comes out. She's going all through the dirt because I gave her Reptisoil, so it's soft and she can she's all over the place. They're like garter snakes. Colubrids are just such enjoyable snakes to have, most of them, because they're out and they're active. And with like ball pythons, boa constrictors, some of them are active, but it's just, for the most part, they live a more sedentary life unless they're looking for food, which they don't have to look for food in captivity. You give it to them, so...
Jose says, I've heard highlight and nitrogen deficiency makes red root floaters more red, like lean dose fertilizer with no nitrates. I don't know. It's pretty hard to get no nitrates.
Yeah, that would be tough unless you have no fish.
But I don't know. There's all kinds of, like, that's how you make Anubias white with deficiencies, and that's just not the way to do it, in my opinion.
I don't like to deprive things, you know what I mean, of something to get it to be something else. They do that with certain animals too, and it's an odd thing to me. What's Chef Steve, what's the best food for discus? I don't know, I've never had discus. Candy. What's the best food for discus? Candy has discus, she would know.
Yeah, I've never kept discus either.
And I could say food that I think they're the only ones that like beef heart a lot, aren't they?
That's a popular food, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know enough to know if they like it.
I can't get any of our fish to eat beef heart.
Is it just something that the internet says, or is it actually true? I don't know.
Yeah, I've heard it a lot, but I don't know because I've never kept them and fed them, so I don't know. Lush and salty aquariums. Happy Saturday to you too. I've discovered different aquarium lights, and their configuration really changed the way my fish look. My experience, Chihiros is the ultimate for showing off. There are definitely angles and ways to position your lighting and types of lighting. It all matters. It's all a bit, it all makes a difference.
Kenny says we like beef heart flakes by Extreme.
There you go.
I've never gotten my fish to eat that stuff.
They won't eat it. They look at us like we're insane when we put that. They just stare at us and wait for more food. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Gotta scoop that out now. None of them. It's bizarre. I thought at least some of the cichlids would eat it, and they don't even want it. Even the sahikas are like, no. It's weird. Okay, Regina's love beef heart too, and bloodworms. There you go.
Leslie says, I've tried chopping up frozen fish and shrimp for my fish, and they don't seem interested. Am I supposed to prepare it in some way? I've tried it thawed and frozen. No, I can't say I've ever experienced that.
That's odd. What fish are you giving them to? Like, what are you feeding? Sometimes they just don't like it. I've fed shrimp to my puffers, and other fish are like, eh. Depends.
We got a new 5-year badge, but I can't tell what it is. Yeah, it's Arlo holding his bone. And I did that like 15 minutes. That's why we were late, because I was trying to get that to be more clear.
That's his pacifier.
And it's very difficult because you only get 32 by 32 pixels. So it's not, it's like you have to have like just very basic images. I don't know what I was thinking, taking a 4K picture of my dog and thinking I could get that in there, but I'm going to work on it. We'll see if I can get it a little better.
Candy said bloodworms, the Aussie food. They also like Magic Nano, even though it's tiny. That's what I said before is anything will eat that Magic Nano. It is small, but everything eats it. You can tell they like it. It's a good deal. I go off of what the fish eat. Sometimes it doesn't matter. We have a lot of geophagus and that type of stuff too, that they have their pharyngeal mills do not process food easily, so they need small food anyways. It works out.
I see it now. Okay, well, there's also an emoji too.
Beef heart gives fatty fish livers. Germans say no mammalian food for cichlids. Well, maybe our fish are heart healthy. That's why they won't eat it.
Steenfott 1 year ago, I hate Cali. Now, I'm moving there. What happened? Well, now I have to do what's best for my family, which 2 years ago, I did not have a family. So, there you go.
I gotta be honest, I not to like toot where I'm from the horn too much. It's a pretty, where we want to be is a pretty, it's a pretty decent place to be. It's not bad. There are way worse places. It's not like Southern California.
See, the emoji is a little bigger at least.
Oh, I can see it. I can see it because I know what it is, though. I guess I can definitely see it. He's him and that bone, man. He falls asleep with that bone in his mouth.
Good evening. It's the best channel about animals of Latin America.
Oh, good.
I was actually thinking about you the other day because you asked to have closed captionings in Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it turns out, literally like 2 days later, YouTube said they're coming out with a new feature that will do it automatically.
Oh, that's nice.
I think there's 5 languages that you'll be able to choose from besides English, and one of them is Spanish. So
that's nice.
I don't know when that's rolling out, but yeah. There you go.
Sacramento and California proper. No, probably not Sacramento proper. Probably like Placer County. Somewhere out that way. But out California way, that's for sure. I'm going to start clouding the Cory tanks with Magic Nano daily to get them in the mood. Everything loves it. It just works. It's just a good food. The granules and just the way it kind of suspends for a minute. It doesn't just fall immediately. How many slow sinking foods have you gotten in life that just sink? And I'm like, okay, cool. Slow? I don't think so.
We have a couple tubs of that coming on Monday, as well as their other new food. Pretty excited to try.
We have a lot of food, and it's a lot of good food, and I'm very appreciative that we can have all these foods because it's nice to give the fish options, and it's nice to see what they gravitate towards because everything works, and some really like certain kinds, some really like others, depending on many factors. You're dead to me. I'm from California, so am I already dead to you? Was I pre-dead? I was there forever. Been in and out of the room, so hopefully you didn't miss much, Caitlin. Don't worry. There's not a whole lot going on. He's not going to be a California driver, I can promise you that. He's a far more patient driver than I am. I am very impatient.
I understood, my man. You can use the small custom house as a cabin. I wish the best for you. Yep, and we'll have a place to come back when we come back and visit, so that's really nice too.
It is nice to have.
We're pretty much leaving everything just so we have
yeah.
Our little shanty in the woods here.
It's like I said, I'm from Northern California.
Plus, with everyone, nice. Literally everyone leaving California, the home prices are dropping so fast.
Man, we're reaping all the benefits. I just feel like the John Lovitz from The Wedding Singer right now. I'm tapping my fingers, going, holy hell.
Every day I get like
for under
10 emails. Price drop, 50K. Price drop, 10K.
Acreage,
price drop.
Right outside of Sacramento proper, which is really convenient there. It's very easy to get to everything. It's under $500,000 for really like significant property. Like you can't get that where we are now. It doesn't exist for less than like $800,000, which is just ridiculous because right now the mortgage, I think we all know the mortgage on stuff like that is crazy.
Curtis says, so in a few weeks, I'm going to switch to the substrate. I'm going to switch substrate in my 125 from pea stone to sand. Good choice.
Yeah.
The sand you use, do you have to rinse it? Nope. Not if you're getting the same sand that we're getting from Home Depot.
It is literally the only sand I've ever used that I can dump in. Even when I used to buy ADA sand, because I was an idiot like that for a while, you had to rinse the out of it. Like it was literally cloudy forever. This stuff is like, I'd pour it in anything and it's just ready to go.
Alex says, what I don't like about Extreme Nano Pellets is that they sink too fast.
They sink.
I would say, like, when I throw in a fistful, like 5% of them float and the other they just go right to the bottom. But
Yeah.
I use it to condition my quarries, so that's exactly where I want
I
it.
was
But
gonna
I can see
say-
how it could be annoying for other people.
If most of the fish we're feeding are towards the bottom most of the time, and so 5% staying up top is fine because that's about the amount that are up top.
I want the channel in Portuguese. Oh, that's rough. I tried that once and that made no sense. Sorry. Because of the language of Brazil, Angola,
Oh.
Portugal, and all those other
Wow.
places I can't pronounce. I don't know. Like, I think Portugal's probably not on the list of 5, if
Why?
I had to guess.
Maybe
But I'm
not.
sure it's not far behind.
If they're rolling something like that out, I can't imagine that they won't be including many other languages soon.
You're pre-fired, and when I get promoted, you'll be full-fired.
Great. I just picked up some Hikari wafers for my panda loaches. They seem like they're in heaven. Even my fish that feed high in the column. That's great. It's great to find food that fish feel that way about.
I love how easy the Home Depot sand is. I have it in both of my big tanks.
It's a nice color too. I like it a lot.
Why are those fish not even in focus? Why did I include that?
Maybe
That's
'cause
weird.
I don't know. I don't know.
Tomorrow, I think we got a pretty good video coming out. It's about batis, which I
Yeah.
think are pretty neat. We've got 7 species of batis that we're going to go over, and then a couple bonus fish. And yeah, I think it's going to be pretty neat. I hope you all watch it because there's some good info and some cool fish. So be on the lookout for that tomorrow. I think it's scheduled for 6 a.m. for all you early risers. And then, of course, we will be back Monday night. This is not in
place
lieu
of,
of Monday. So
Just
we're
working
trying to
extra
add a
hard.
second stream a week. We're not sure when. So we've just been doing Saturday for the last couple weeks. And we'll see if that sticks.
Yeah, I thought everybody would like batis because they are really cool. And these are batis you've probably never seen before, at least some of them.
Spoiler alert, scarlet batis are in the video. Because how can you not?
Well,
but
drop
still,
that right quick. Watch
batis
out.
are a badass. I agree.
Yeah, they're great fish. And these
I
are,
agree.
like I said, there's a couple species in there that I'd never seen before, and I'm quite impressed with. So I don't enjoy gravel vacuuming sand, but the dwarf horseface loach is like gravel vacuum. That's why I'm a big fan of having things that turn your sand, and so then you can just suck the stuff right off the top of the sand. That's why it's great to have geophagans or corridoras or anything that's turning that, or loaches even, because the loaches are always in and out of the sand. Many loaches.
I would like to add that we're also looking to add a second member stream per week as well. I just don't know if they're going to coincide on the same days. So once we get an actual studio, we'll be probably streaming a lot more.
It'll be easier. What's the best pleco to go in 75 with 14 EBA planted tank? I'd say, well,
There's so much personal preference. It's hard
there
to say.
is. I can tell you, okay, I had 10 EBA in a planted tank. It was a 75 gallon, and I had a Blue Phantom pleco in there. So I had that. I also had a breeding trio of super red bristlenose at one point. They were fine. I had a rubber nose pleco. It was fine. I had, what other types of plecos did I have in there? No, I never put my 397 in there.
I like the batis that are half gray and half red. I think it's the black tiger batis.
They're really pretty.
And they have the black with the red stripes. And yeah, those are the best ones in my opinion.
Did someone just say aqua clears are your friend ever? Because
AccuClear, it's a
oh, I was like, what's that?
a water clarifier.
What? Oh, I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
What is it special?
You just put it in your filter and it's like Purigen, I think.
Oh, okay. If it's like Purigen, then I get it. I used to use Purigen sometimes.
Have you ever seen a hybrid Cory? Do they exist? Yes. There is a pet store down in Seattle area that sells a Similis Stirby cross. And it was the most bizarre thing I ever
Weird.
saw. You saw it. I don't know if you remember when we were there at Denny's Pet World. And I was
vaguely remember.
I was like, what in the world are these things? Yeah, they definitely exist.
They have a lot of stuff like that. That I'm like, this looks weird.
What is 6 a.m.? 6 a.m. is 9 a.m. on the East Coast. So that's why.
I wake up at I used to go to work. I was at work by like 5 most of the time. So 6 doesn't seem early to me.
You got me going when you posted a picture of a hairy puffer. Yeah, I know. I had somebody else comment about that too, and they're like, they don't have hairy puffers in stock, and I was like, I know, I just really like them.
Sorry.
But all the other pictures I posted were in stock at the time, anyways.
I feel like that's
Oh.
something we try very hard not to do.
We should show them our fish.
What fish? Oh, that's right. Our fish.
Our fish.
Our actual fish. I was like, oh, are we getting more fish?
These guys right here.
Those are our babies.
These guys.
Yep.
Drachenfelsii and T-bars are our fish. We spawn them.
Yep.
So if you go in here, tank raised, that's us.
By us.
And I would like to say, for the first time ever in the history of the aquarium trade, tank raised Drachenfelsii for sale here as well. So
yeah, they always have wild caught. So it's
there's
pretty cool.
not a lot of people spawning these. So get them while you can. They're very pretty.
Yeah, they are really, really pretty. Really pretty pelvic acroma species. I think they're my favorite now. I really used to like the subocellatus and the Sylviae, but I think these guys have edged them out.
And also, if you've been living under a rock the last week or two, our code is reset. So Steenfott 10, if you've used it before, it'll work again. So you can buy our fish with our code, and we can double dip. So
we're reaping all the benefits.
We got paid when we brought them there, and we'll get paid when you buy them. Like, what's better than that?
Getting paid money.
Cha-ching.
Boom. The dwarf face horse loaches aren't the best at it, but I only ever see 2, so I don't know how many I actually have left, but they could just be hiding under the wood. I just mostly have stuff on top. I bet you they're just buried and hiding. You probably see 2 at a time, and I bet you there are 2 different ones every time. Like, it's just, I'm sure they're, believe me, we've questioned things, and then I'll move moss and then go, oh, there's 800 of that fish, like, hiding in there. Cool.
Big Cat says, I've been seeing Triliniatus and Panda crosses.
Interesting. I hope people aren't selling these unless they're very upfront, because I know that would cause a whole thing. I'll have 4 hours of work in by the time that video drops. See? That's right, Curtis. You're a very early riser also.
Joey says, I have an unheated tank set up for breeding apistos when it's warm enough. What is a good algae eater for an unheated 10-gallon? Water temps get to the mid-60s. Well, it depends on what kind of algae, because you could do like a single flagfish. You could do like a single bristlenose pleco for a long time, but eventually it will get like 6 to 7 inches.
And they still need supplemented food too, not just your algae.
Yeah, I would say whatever you throw in there, make sure they are eating.
They'll eat other things.
But there's not I don't have a lot of suggestions for you.
There isn't a lot. See, I have trouble answering that question even in larger tanks, because it's like, unless you're gonna get, really, there's not anything that's going to solve your algae problem. You know what I mean? There isn't an answer to that. There's stuff that can help, which was odd because today I saw all of our lampi congos and all of our Disticotus tugelsi mowing down on the algae on the side of the tank. They cleared a whole back corner because they're just sitting there pecking away at it. And I was like, oh, all right, cool.
Lush and Salty Aquarium says, Steenfott Aquatics regarding Battis, why is this so hard to find emails? Speaking of emails, the computer pops up. I was gonna have a joke, but you just ruined it for me. So
yeah, I guess I do that a lot, huh? That's why I'm
what
here.
were we watching when I ripped that big fart earlier?
Modern Family.
Oh yeah, and what did they say? Let it rip. Oh my gosh, it was
Right
at the exact same time I was farting, and
he really was excited.
Let it
about
rip.
That.
Oh, it was the funniest thing that's happened to me in a long time.
It was perfect timing.
It was very perfect timing.
Good one, Stephen. Shit.
So only the scarlet Battis females are hard to find, and interestingly enough, we touch base on that in the video, and Cameron has said that he has reached out to many suppliers, and they either say that only the males are out and the females are hiding in caves so they don't get collected, which I think is bullocks.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
I forgot what the other reason he said is, but both reasons were very subpar. The real reason is they don't want to ship females because they make so much money on them. They don't want people they don't want them to be captive raised, captive bred, and they don't want to lose their cash cow.
They're holding them back. That's what they're doing.
That's only the scarlet Battis. The other Battis. There's one more that's a little female dry, so to speak.
Is it the chameleons?
No, it's the red one.
The flames or the other? No,
the small red one. Where's their anabantids? Oh, here they are.
What is the flame? Yeah, it's the flame.
Flame red. The high neon.
Yeah, that one.
So this guy here, females are not as abundant as males, but they're still there.
Yeah.
You can still get them.
The Asabensis, it's like, whoa, holy difference between male and female. It's not hard at all. It's like a pistos. It's really easy. They remind me of a pistos, actually.
Yeah, I don't know how to. Cosmin got it there. Dario Highs Non. I don't know.
Hisignon? I don't know how to say that.
Curtis says, "Man, I need Gary Langai rainbows in my life. I know. I feel special because I had those like before they were even in the hobby. Because I'm very super famous.
Mm-hmm.
I just got lucky and got some. That's all."
Oh my God, I'm home. I had an adult today and visit family for early Thanksgiving, and I think I've exhausted all my mental bandwidth for today. Is it nap time yet? Yeah, that is exhausting. Being around family for extended periods of time on holidays it can be a lot. A lot.
Oh, that's cool. Connor says, "I got my benchai Incas to spawn. Those are pistos, if you don't know.
Those are nice.
And I have about 12 fry growing
wow,
up."
good for you.
Nice.
That's exciting. That's a good one. That's like when I'm in my top 3.
Cosmo says, "I have imported the flame red Batis."
In pairs? Yeah, females
pairs.
exist.
Yep.
They exist. I just think it's like Scarlet Batis. They're not as easy to differentiate, nor are they as readily available from what we understand, what we've been told. Any tips for relocating a king snake? What do you mean relocating it? Like just getting it out of your yard like you have a wild one? I need a little more information. If you're relocating something, I mean, for good reason, obviously I would assume like you have something that's going to get it, or it's getting something, I don't know. I would try really hard to keep it in an area where you found it. So whatever your yard or just like that, where it's just a mimicry, or you can look up their habitats. It depends on what type of king snake it is too, because they all come from slightly different climates and areas. There's many different types. So a little more info, and I can maybe finding. Oh,
look in warm
locating.
areas.
So locating it. Yeah. Oh God, that's right. You said it got out. That's hard, to be honest. Like that's hard. I had a garter snake get out once, and that was it. You can't really. The thing about king snakes is they're nocturnal, so you would have to be out at like later. They're not out during the day. They're not out basking a lot, and they bury themselves. They hide. I don't know. That's a tough one. I have to think about that for a little while. Yeah, that sucks.
When
so
reptiles
sorry.
get out, the first place I look is wherever it's warmest.
Mm-hmm. If it's indoors, even, I mean, wherever there's a hiding place that's warm is probably where they are. But if it's outside, it's...
Wait, why are we on this screen? That's weird.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm thinking really good thoughts. I would just keep checking around your yard, and like you said, in warm areas, or at night, like at dusk, go out there like as the sun starts to set, because they are, like I said, they're nocturnal. So about 2 feet. Yeah, that's just so sad. I'm sorry. I came home and Steven was watching The Walking Dead in French, which seems way worse than Wicked. I can't watch that new Wicked movie. I've read the books. I can't ruin it for myself. The book, books are always better. I have no defense. I don't know what your defense against that would be, honestly. I have a warm room, so I'll set up some hides in there and maybe leave a rodent out. You could leave food out. You could try to do that. No guarantee that something else isn't going to come and get it, though. So, gosh, I hope you find it. It'd be so nice if you could. Yeah, in the winter he wears t-shirts. Leslie said she's been lurking and just realized that you're not wearing a hoodie. So when it's turning cold, you go to t-shirts. Yeah.
It kind of depends on the lighting situation because when there's lots of lights, it gets kind of warm.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And it's already cooler outside, so it's, just cooler in general. He was so personable and out in the middle of the day and curious. That's why they're escape artists. They garter snakes, corn snakes, king snakes, milk snakes. They are very, very good at getting out, unfortunately.
Anyone know about albino fish being more aggressive and nippy? I've occasionally heard of that, but I don't know that there's any science behind that. I don't know. I find it weird if that's true.
It
so
is odd. I would need to know why. Like why? So why is that? Daryl went to France in the spinoff, and they speak a lot of French there. Oh boy. I stopped liking The Walking Dead after season 3. I think.
Yep.
It got real weird after that, and I was
the fact
like,
that it's still going.
Yeah.
And spin-offs and
there's like 18 spin-offs.
Get over it.
It was good. Like the way the first season was shot, all grainy and like, oh god, it was so good. It was like, man, give me more of this. And then they are like, okay, we'll give it to you for two more seasons, but then you're done. And then it just got, when they went, I don't know, it just got really weird.
As soon as the governor entered the show, that's what ruined it. Like,
how
really,
dumb
we needed
was
that. We needed like a 2 or 3 season story arc of this clown.
No, he was the worst. I couldn't stand that.
And then when that's over, they go to that little makeshift town or whatever, and it's basically the last 2 seasons over again. Like, it's just the same thing over and over and over and over and over.
Stupid.
But anyways.
Grilled cheese for dinner tonight. Went broke buying food for Thanksgiving.
I want a grilled cheese sandwich.
I want Chick-fil-A. That's what I want.
I have an Amazonic tank. Very nice.
That's pretty. Lots of good stuff coming from the Amazon and surrounding areas, tributaries.
How many zombies can you kill before you... The thing that really bugs me is, like, all the zombies would be dead by now. Like...
They'd figure it out. Like, it just... There's no way that, like, it just wouldn't keep going.
And zombie or not, your body still needs nutrition.
There's a finite amount of people, too. So it's not like these zombies can just keep being produced magically. They'd have to come from people. And there's, like... It's just... It just bothers me. Especially because, like I said, the first 3 seasons were really good.
Connor says about albino fish, for example, I got 2 groups of juvenile angelfish, 7 red devil, and 7 albino marbles. Both groups are the same age and size and separate 32-gallon tanks. The albino marbles are constantly fighting.
That's interesting. I like I said, I'd be curious to know why, but it sounds like it's kind of idiopathic.
Zen says, albino is a melanin expression, and so is being redheaded. And supposedly we're more aggressive due to the gene mutation. So they're mutants. You're a mutant.
I smoked meatloaf tonight. It was fantastic. My grandma loved meatloaf. It was like her very favorite. Loved to make it, loved to eat it, loved it. The governor and then all the imitations of the governor ruined it. It was cool in the beginning of the group. People, adapt. And watching them adapt to it and learn about it was like, yeah, it was good.
I really liked the first old guy, too. What was his name?
Herschel.
Yeah, I really liked Herschel.
Herschel was great.
I was mad when they killed him off.
Benjamin, that's funny. Piper Bong Curtis. That's funny.
The one time I got a snake in the house, my cat alerted me to it. Any furry residents at the Moose Lodge?
Oh, aquatic moose. Yeah. Yeah, cats will find them real quick, and my cat used to play with them. He wasn't a killer. He was I'm going to mess with you, like a lot of cats. Yeah, you can smoke anything, pretty much. So, there you go.
Just like you can fry anything.
My 2 female bettas have adopted some guppies after the other one died. Oh, no. Well,
we've already been streaming for over 40 minutes.
Wow.
It's going fast.
That probably is a good one. The Fish Room just posted a video with Oliver Lucanis discussing wild discus. That's probably worth watching. What?
Who?
What? The Fish Room? I don't know. Alec said that the Fish Room just posted a video with Oliver Lucanis discussing wild discus.
Should get Oliver Lucanus on a live stream.
That would be nice. I have a lot of questions. I'd probably forget everything. I'd have to write them down. Maybe we should get a cat to find it. That sounds like that's what has to happen. Go adopt a cat. Just kidding. I've never had a fried Oreo. I don't know if I'd want one. I'm an Oreo purist. The only Oreos I like are regular Oreos. I could do a double stuff sometimes, but really I just like the regular old original non-weird flavor Oreos. I've been really into the glass belly guppies lately. I've got about 60 now growing out. Gonna take them. I do like see-through things.
I've never heard of a glass
guppy. It sounds clear. I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'm just guppies. I can't. I was feeding our endlers today that I bought to feed the snakes. And now there's 1,000 of them. Well, there's probably like 100 of them. There's a lot of babies in there.
I'm going to show these off just because they're cool.
What?
Dan has the blue.
Didn't we show the short that I made? Didn't we pull that up and show
on the last live stream? Yeah.
I thought so.
Such a cool fish.
I like the Neapolitan Oreos. See, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do flavored Oreos. I don't know why. It's like, no, it's not an Oreo at that point. An Oreo is the white cream crap, whatever it is. I don't even know. Frosting, cream, whatever they call it. And the chocolate cookie. And that's it. Oreo thins, huh? See, I can't even do that. I'm like that with a lot of stuff, though. I just want the regular old version of it. I don't want anything weird.
As a kid, I really liked the fudge-covered Oreos.
Oh, that's what Nancy just said. White fudge-covered ones are amazing.
No, not white fudge.
Oh, I could not see you eating white fudge. Don't worry. I figured you meant the regular ones. Anybody try the Coke Oreos? Absolutely not. Jesus. See what I mean? Those masochists over at the Oreo company just thinking, what gross thing can we throw in Oreos this week?
Do you have a question of Brazilian river fish? I'll have to think of some for the next time I see you.
I know. These are good questions, but I'm not prepared. I always feel like, wait a minute, I have to think about that. I'm blindish. Is that
$39. $39.99.
Yeah, no, not $99. Really good deal. $40 for it, not bad, especially for these specific hill streams. They're really, really nice.
Can't wait to get the new fish room and start collecting hill streams and baddis. That's going to be my new thing.
On to the next. Coke Oreos or Oreo Coke? Oh my God. Why all that stuff probably exists too. I love Oreo brand Oreo ice cream sandwiches. That's okay. I feel like that's all right. That's fine. Yeah, I bet in Brazil, tetrafish are common and cheap. I'm a little jealous of that.
Hope to make it down there one of these days.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff coming out of that area, and it's not cheap. A lot of it is not cheap here. That's for sure. I'm glad we're getting some of it now, but it's not easily gettable price-wise. There's supposed to be an Oreo Coke. That sounds even worse. That's foul.
Thanks for bringing up Rapashi earlier. Just went and made some. I know I need to get some.
We forgot it. It was right in front of our faces, and we forgot it. Coke Slurpee Oreo milkshake. Oh my God. See, I'm not even that big of an Oreo person, to be honest.
I call the center of Oreos Crisco.
It is. The texture candy is Crisco. It is the same. Absolutely. Because it's like somewhere between frosting and cream. I don't really know. It's bizarre. Why though? Crisco's so gross.
Peaches and cream?
Ugh. Ugh. Makes me think of 112. The year 1999.
I'm just not a fan of Oreos. Maybe like once or twice a year I'll be like, I could eat an Oreo.
I think we've bought like 2 things of Oreos in the last year and a half. Like sometimes it just sounds
specific.
Good. Yeah. You have to be in the mood for an Oreo. Whereas like those Tates or whatever, the chocolate chip cookies, oh my God, I love those. I love a crispy chocolate chip cookie. Manaus, where Andrea is smack dab in the middle of the Amazon. Such cool. Manaus is cool.
I got my passport on standby, just waiting. It'll probably be a long time now.
Oh, that sounds depressing. In Australia, Smith's potato chips brought out a coffee flavored chip. Ugh, I'm scared to even try them. Yeah, that's gross, and I love coffee. It doesn't need to be a chip. I love coffee, but it does not need to be a chip. Hey, look who it is.
He's been here the whole time.
Has he? I didn't see him say anything.
I saw him earlier, but I forgot to say hello. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Kirk.
Sorry, buddy.
I see you now. Hello. You crept through earlier, unbeknownst to me.
I wonder if you can melt Oreo cream and use it to deep fry other Oreos.
I have watched people, first of all, melt
Steven, you
it.
got a special brain, my friend.
You got a beautiful mind. Good Lord. Yeah, I've seen people melt the cream and make stuff from it because I like Top Chef and all those weird where they get the challenges and stuff. They've done stuff like that where they've had to like deconstruct things and reconstruct them in other ways. Top Chef, I used to love Top Chef actually.
Let's plan an expedition to the Amazon.
Yeah, it would be a good time. Good times. You want all the fish in the background and Oreos? That's a lot to want, my friend. Get the fish first. Our code reset. Go buy some fish.
Go buy fish.
Go buy some fish. I mean, I like getting money off. It's about to be Black for all the sales for Black Friday. That's now like Black month and a half. It's not a Friday. All the sales start like 2 weeks early. I get so annoyed. I remember when Black Friday was like a real thing and I'd get excited because I'm an early riser and I thought I can actually go buy things while I'm awake early and not have to deal with like waiting. It was the whole thing. I got to go to Nordstrom at like 6 a.m. It's crazy. Although Nordstrom does not have good Black Friday sales. They have like one good sale a year. So there's that. Yes, there is a way to make s'mores without a flame, Leslie. I've done it many times. Do you have a toaster oven? That's how I did it. I would take the graham, put on the chocolate, put on the marshmallow on top, and put it in there. And either I would just do it at like 300 and let it get however dark and gooey you want it to get. Pull it out. You're good to go. Pretty simple. I love a good s'more. You don't always need a campground for them either.
Dark and gooey.
The marshmallow? I like them real roasted.
Never had one, never will.
Yeah, I doubt I'll ever get him to try marshmallow. I don't like I'm pretty picky of a person, the way things are prepared and what I like. So I've never been one to give anybody crap about being particular about what foods they like, how they like them prepared. But the marshmallow thing gets me. So I just love marshmallows so much. I want everyone.
How many
to love 'em.
Severums and one Oscar could live comfortably in a 125?
One Oscar and that's it. I wouldn't
could probably do a couple Severums, but it's not going to be sweet.
I wouldn't. Can you not do the Oscar and just do like 3 Severums? Because I've done that.
I'm guessing he probably already has the Oscar and wants to add Severums.
Sorry, I'm just being an Oscar hater. So if you do have one Oscar, yeah, I wouldn't do it.
I almost made a short about Oscars when we were at the wet spot because all their Oscars are kept in the back corner by the trash can. And I was like, that is so perfect. Don't hate me. Like, if you like Oscars, that's fine.
We don't dislike. How many times do we have to say it? We don't dislike Oscars. They get mistreated.
Look like a 70s couch. Like
they do, and they get mistreated, and it's frustrating. I love Severums. I've kept many Severum. I really enjoy them. They have a display tank. It's like one of the, I think it's Cameron's tank, isn't it? The Severum tank. They have at the wet spot at the warehouse. They have in their office a really cool Severum tank, and I just love them. I loved mine, but a 125 is really like for one Oscar and maybe some I don't know, one Oscar. You could probably do one Severum, but I still wouldn't do it. Severums are kind of, I don't know, they're mine.
Oh man, trash can Oscar. That would have been perfect. Oscar the Grouch trash can. Dang, I should have done it.
Are the Golden Congo Tetras displaying spawning behavior for you? So I wouldn't say they're displaying spawning behavior. They're getting to the size and point now where I would hope to see it in the near future.
And we added one more to our school.
Mm-hmm. So I redid their tank. I actually moved them, and I moved a couple other things. And so now it's like it's a West African tank. It's actually pretty much a Lafini River tank, which is pretty cool. But what I'm hoping, I don't know, maybe we'll pull a pair and see if they can do something. Because we have 2 or 3 males and the rest are female, which I think that's fine by me because they all look beautiful. So
I imagine we won't have any spawns until after.
we're not trying.
Because we're in really
yeah.
hard water right now, which
Yeah.
doesn't help. And
Hopefully, where I come from, water is pretty much neutral. You're at like 7, so it's pretty easy to get your desired whatever. Not too difficult. There's a s'more maker. I was unaware of that. Have you fed any of your fish insects? I emptied my bug zapper and thought about giving some to my fish. Yes, I've for years fed my fish. A lot of my larger cichlids ate baby dubia roaches. They loved them. My chocolate cichlid would see me grab the container and lose her mind and start breaching the surface because she was such a huge fan of bugs. You have to make sure they're not super chitinous. Like dubia roaches are really great. Young dubias are awesome. Or if you have a larger fish, even adults are great. But I wouldn't feed them dead bugs. So they're not really going to go. Most fish want to see movement from that type of food that kind of sits on the top. I've thrown baby crickets in there too because I sometimes, if I had crickets, I'd feed them to my larger cichlids too. And they'll eat them, but they don't go for things that just sit there. There has to be some type of movement, so be aware of that.
it says multiple severums seem like the way to go. I think that would be more enjoyable.
You would love it. I absolutely adore severums. I've said many times I think they are. I love when they're called the poor man's discus because I'm like, no, they're way better than discus. And I had a red shoulder. She was gorgeous, and I had a gold red spot male who was extremely attractive. I would stay away from the green severums. They're pretty aggressive. I've kept those, and they definitely had far more attitude. But my red shoulder was like the sweetest thing ever, and I think they're the prettiest ones too, personally.
Ross says, my Imperial Lapis Tetra are fired up right now, and I mean they're literally the most colorful Tetra by far.
By far.
Purple, yellow, green, blue, black,
All
silver,
those.
orange, and red, all in one Tetra.
They're a Technicolor dream, those Lapis Tetra.
I'm going to show you all where to get your Lapis Tetras.
Mm-hmm. God, I hope if he still has them. I would, God, how? I want to buy all of them. They're so cheap. It's ridiculous. Yep, there they are for $8 flippin'. Crazy. You guys.
This is the best price you're ever going to find.
And that is it's a decent picture. It's a crap picture. It doesn't that's not even as good. Like, they are so beautiful. Yellow, green, blue, red, purple, pink, all the colors. Just ridiculous.
Obviously, this is Moonlight Aquatics, code Steenfott 10% off. And also, if you spend $400, you get free shipping.
No big deal.
If that's still a thing. Actually, I don't see the banner anymore.
He's like, no more. We'll have to check on that. It used to be that was the case, but. Speaking of adding one more to a school coming my way soon, you still have a poor line Tetra of mine. When are we? We were just talking about this, Candy.
You can always come here and pick it up.
Yeah, but she wants to, but we would hang out, so.
I think I was talking to you about that the other day.
Yeah.
Said, when are you going to go to Candy's and hang out?
Mm-hmm, yeah, and I said anytime. I always want to see Candy. That was my answer. I said I always like being around Candy. It's always a good time. And we are holding one of your fish hostage. So
if you had to name a new fish of the year, what would it be? Something that you saw for the first time this year. For me, it would be the Lafini River Congo Tetra, which is probably yours too, although you saw it before this year.
Yeah, I think the first time I saw those was like 4 years ago or so, and I coveted them ever since. So getting them now is pretty. I'd still say it's the fish of the year because now I have them, and I get so excited every time I was staring at them forever today, just going, I can't believe we even have these.
This
so
is a
happy.
cop-out answer, but I'm still saying the SKO3
It's not a
Loaches.
cop-out answer. It's beautiful.
There is a lot of new fish that I saw for the first time this year at the wet spot, and that's the one that sticks out.
The $9 Battis that I've never seen before are amazing just because I've never seen them, and I am blown away at their size and their personalities, stuff like that it's really exciting to find out about those things, and they're $9. Albino gold laser cories. I've seen those. They're pretty cool. I think they'd look cool with albino threadfins, which we have an albino threadfin now. I don't know if we said that before.
I'm sure Caleb would love to see the Steenfott fish
Aw.
room updates.
He
I
t-
doubt it, but he would probably
Force
love.
him to come anyway.
He would probably love to teach me some new chords on the old
Yeah.
guitar,
Yeah, that would be fun.
but I'm still terrible at it.
I don't think so. Added my group of red cherry
red cherries are
Mazul
nice.
to the tank along with them and immediately started seeing spawnings, so I'm guessing the hormones in the water are triggering my Congos. It's 29 gallon. Honestly, I've said it many times. I think that fish, my fish at least, always spawn better for me in community setups. All of them, any of them. It's just a more natural way. I feel like it's they're used to being, they spawn in nature around hundreds, thousands of other fish, so it makes a lot of sense.
I'm waiting for the continuation.
I know. I can just see
On bated breath.
typing. SKO2 loaches are nicely patterned with thread fins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are really pretty too.
Although they're misidentified a lot. That's the
Mhm.
rumor, because there's a few loaches that have red fins.
Yeah, some have like multiple types of, multiple of their fins are red, and others just the dorsal. But they're all pretty. That's a nice. I love the corridors because it looks like they're gonna eat us, whatever they're on there with those marbles. I like those a lot. Do you think domestic beetles are safe to feed? What? I don't know what that is. Domestic beetles? Safe to feed to my fish. They have been used to clean a deer. Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. I don't see why. I'd have to look that up. I don't know enough about that type of beetle to say that it would be safe, because I don't think it'd be a problem because they ate your deer skull. There's nothing wrong with that. They'd eat that in nature, so that's fine. But I am curious to know if there's maybe some other type of substance or part of them that would be a problem. I'd have to look into that. I'm curious, though.
Is there anything to worry about when feeding mealworms from PetSmart to like your fish or your reptiles?
Don't feed mealworms.
Yeah, mealworms are not that.
They're not nutritional.
There's only like 2 species of lizards that can actually digest them.
Mm-hmm.
One being the bearded dragon, I believe.
Yeah, not barely. Like it's still
get superworms, not mealworms.
And you can get superworms at any size, same size as mealworms. So if you have smaller animals, you don't need the giant full-grown superworms because they get friggin' huge. But always do superworms, and they sell those at PetSmart and Petco as well. You just need to make sure the verbiage is correct. Make sure it says superworms, and then check the size. But no, nothing wrong with buying those there. That's the same feeders that they get most places. They usually come from the same few very large farms. Yeah, like I'd say the wet spot seems.
They take
as seriously as they can.
seriously with their own biases, which
Right.
I love, because they're not fans of the Corey renaming. So they're keeping. If you look at their website, you'll see that they still, when you're searching for them, I'll just show you.
Power move.
Power makes the power wheel go.
Power wheel.
Oh, I guess I gotta show this to you guys. So if you go to like Adolfo, I see they're all still Corridoras, but then they have it right here. So they do have it there.
They love the air quote. Hoplosoma, it's in quotes. I'm air quoting because I feel like that's how they mean it. Like,
Oh,
if
you're
you
not
need
even
to
on
call it
camera. I
that.
can't
Oh
even see
yeah,
you.
jeez, what a waste.
Fail.
What a waste.
Okay,
of
here.
air quote.
Now do air
now
quotes.
I'm done now. Yeah, hoplosoma. Yeah, exactly. Allegedly, I don't know. Calm down, everybody. The beetles would be super gut loaded and probably extremely high in protein. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think it's a problem. That's why I said it's not a problem for them eating the deer skull at all. It's a problem if they have something else.
Look at the look Chance is giving me.
Wow, Chance.
I think he wants to murder me.
Yeah, he looks pissed. Maybe he's asleep with his eyes open. Chance.
That's what it looks like.
No, he just blinked. Okay. Chance. He just looked annoyed. That's for sure.
I feed my African butterfly fish crickets and mealworms.
Yes. Oh, yeah. You know what? I fed the butterflies crickets, and I fed them dubias as well. They loved that. They're giant mouth. I love those fish. I can't wait to have those again one day because I really loved keeping those. I wish more people kept those. Curtis, you are a troll. Yeah.
I've noticed that the red cherry mazzoles shows more breeding behavior in larger aquariums, as I have had no luck trying to breed them in a 10-gallon. But when I moved them to the larger tanks, after failed attempts, I'd see them breeding, and if I take them out again and try again, no luck. So now I shall lower the pH to proper conditions.
I think that the community setting usually lends to a bigger tank, so maybe that's part of it. Yeah, just having more space makes them feel more in the mood.
Thanks for the info, Steenfott. Gotta go. Thanks for stopping by, and we appreciate the questions.
Later,
Thanks
buddy.
for commenting and you know, whatever. We appreciate
just thanks.
We appreciate it.
We appreciate you, just like you appreciate info. Ask any question anytime. I like questions. Have you tried dry black soldier fly larvae for the lizards? I used to feed live soldier fly larvae. I did not do dried. I had a local source where I could usually, not consistently, they were out a lot because they were in high demand. They're hard to find, but I would feed live, and man, my animals loved it. They really liked live black soldier fly larvae. Problem is, if you don't keep the temperature correct, or if you don't feed them quick enough, they turn into flies, and then you have these like weird big flies that are like in the tanks, and you're like, what do I do with this thing? What do I do with this thing? So, but it's amazing. They're great. They're very, very, very good feeders. If you can find them local, live in your area, I would get them all day long. I tried every single time I went to the Serpentarium. You can feed those to, actually to your fish too, because they're really soft. The the live ones, they're just like mushy. Well, they're maggots. I love how they call them black soldier fly larvae. They're black soldier fly maggots is what they are. It's just like any fly larva.
Can carnivorous plants eat bug bites? I mean, try it.
I don't know if they'd want it. Like, does that make sense? So I guess you can stick your finger in there and they're like, I gotcha. That is, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they can digest that because there's other things in it that aren't just, it's not soft tissue. You know what I mean? I don't know how that goes. But now I'm curious.
Let's see. What else have we got here? Y'all are slowing down a little bit.
I don't know. It's just 6 o'clock on a Saturday. You know, most people are spent.
I'm slowing down too.
I'm starving. I really want Chick-fil-A. Since they opened ours back up. Yes. I was going to be devastated if they didn't. Yes. Perfect. Lots of reptile questions, which I like, but...
I like that your name is just Mike.
Yeah. Dad. That's somebody who won a membership. Just Dad. That was funny, too. I used to use mealworms in my pitcher plants. Oh. Nice. Pitcher plants are cool. I'm willing to risk a sundew to find out how to do it. Although fly traps will probably open up without digesting it. I think there are too many other ingredients in bug bites. There's a lot. It's not a limited ingredient food. I think it's still a good food, but yeah, there's multiple. There's other foods that have less in them, for sure. Which is why I don't think we've bought bug bites in a while, because we have all these other foods that we're trying out.
But we still have a ton of bug bites.
Do we? Oh, that whole thing is bug bites.
Been feeding them to the turtles. We have so many bug bite pellets.
Because they're the cichlid formula, so they're large. They're the big round ones, and unless you have big cichlids, they can't really do anything with them. But the turtles love them.
And they float, which is annoying.
Yeah. I have 2 females and 1 male spotted Congo puffer. Nice. Females are so chunk.
So, Chelsea, is Chick-fil-A your Prego urge? Or something more? She's liked it since before she was pregnant.
There's nothing that I've been urged to eat that I don't normally eat. I'm not like, oh, I want a pickle with peanut butter. I always thought it was so weird. My best friend and I were talking about this, and she was like, I never wanted anything weird like that. I just wanted food. I'm like, yeah, that seems right. Like, But I could eat Chick-fil-A every day now. Like I want it all the time. And it was closed for like 3 months, and I was very butthurt about it. So thank God they opened again.
Joey says, it's 9 p.m. here in Florida. I'm spent. Visited 2 LFSs, but didn't end up getting anything.
No, that's always a bummer. It's
still
sometimes
fun to go,
go look, yeah. I always got something. Not a problem. Oh, it was an issue. I had to tell myself, you just need food. Just get some food. No.
Do you know the Diankis and Tetra Neon Party in Barcelona City in Amazon, the best party of North Brazil? I want to go to a Neon Tetra party. Do you have to dress up as a Neon Tetra? Because that'd be weird.
That'd be interesting. Oh, Regina had a habit burger, whatever.
Dress up as
Jealous.
your favorite fish.
I could be a pike. That's fun.
I could be a Brocus Robinier. Tell you what, I was broke after buying my group of those.
Zen said, you're far enough along now. Anything you super miss, like sushi or other things that you just can't wait? Sushi is my favorite food.
Blech.
Yeah. Sushi is my favorite, but the thing that sucks, there are 2 sushi restaurants in Sacramento, and that's the sushi that I want. I don't want just any sushi. I want Makuni or Crew, and that's it. And so it's a problem for me. Like when we went to visit, my best friend went out to dinner with us, and we went to Makuni, and I was like, give me everything. I got so many things. I cannot wait to eat that. But I don't know anything. Like there's not a lot of good sushi here, which is weird. I find, yeah.
There's not any good seafood here either.
No, there's really not a whole lot. We had
and Corey will tell you there's no good biscuits and gravies here either.
I make good biscuits and
except
gravy.
what she makes, yeah.
I can make my own biscuits and gravy. I'm not worried about that. I cannot make sushi, and I love it. And I just, oh God, I can't wait. I can't wait till we move back and I can go eat Makuni all the time.
Speaking of rainbow eggs, who's breeding Kalitawa and wants to send me some eggs? I love those things.
Oh my God, I can't. Yeah, my wife craved peanut butter and turkey. Oh God.
I gotta show. I don't know. Have you guys seen this? I'm gonna show you something that I found funny. Okay. You see it? Speaking of rainbows, party animal rainbow fish. Dan's just making up his own common names. I like it. I think it's funny.
Where did this come from? I've never in my life heard a Blahari
play the video
as a party animal. I do like Blahari.
Oh no, I'm gonna get copyright struck. Oh no.
Mr.
Dan's gonna own my channel after that. I get it. Like Blahari, they're spastic. They change colors really fast. It's really cool to see them. So it makes sense to me. I just think it's pretty funny. Party animals.
I had horrible aversion to smell. Like in the first few months, everything I smelled, I was like, "That's disgusting," and I'm gonna vomit.
Aren't there good restaurants in Seattle? No, they're all overpriced.
That's the weird thing.
Dean will tell you the same thing, and he's a master chef.
I thought that I think I didn't think highly enough about Sacramento, and I liked Sacramento. We have a very lively and rich food scene. We have Michelin-starred restaurants, and like there's a lot of really great local food there, and there's more opening every single day. So I don't know, we're a hot spot for food. We rival San Francisco. Like we have a lot of great restaurants. Yes, In-N-Out Burger for the win.
Oh,
cannot wait.
Is Heiko Blahara a party guy? That seems weird to me. He doesn't seem like a party guy. But
he is. Is that interesting? All
he
right.
is very outspoken, which could be a trait of a party animal. I really like these fish.
God. There we go.
Saracenorum. They're so cool.
Kalitawa is number 1 on my list of wanted rainbows.
Mm-hmm. Those in the Marisai.
And Ross too. I have Kalitawa eggs probably on my mop. Hey, Ross, there you go. Want to send some our way? Yeah, peanut butter and turkey. I can't. Turkey's gross. I'm not a big turkey fan. It's very, I don't know. I'd rather have chicken. What? Picked up a group of Rhodsia altipina at the Clash. Eric Bodrock stock large predatory cherison. Ooh.
Ever heard of those?
I have heard of those actually. I don't know a lot about them, but I have heard of them, and I think that predatory cherisons are really cool. Like I mean, there is a lot of they really are like close relatives of piranhas. I mean, there's a lot of them that are real aggressive, and it's kind of fun. Like this, what's it called? Bucktooth tetras and stuff like that. Really cool.
I think he gave Johnny carte blanche to add fun
Oh,
names.
is that what happened? He did it. That's funny.
Johnny was gonna give common names to killifish.
God. It is funny. I mean, it is funny, but it's like, you know, me and the common names. I'm such a stickler anyways. I want In-N-Out. God. Chick-fil-A and In-N-Out are synonymous. They were in the same parking lot everywhere in Sacramento, so it was like, what do I feel like today? Which one? Which one? Which line do I get in? Which 18 billion car line do I get in?
All right, y'all. We're gonna go for 13 more minutes, make it an even Stevens hour and a half. So if you have some more questions, get them in.
And some of the prettiest fish in the world. I just always love this clip. Like, they're so ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I just stare at it every time it's on. How does that even exist? So pretty. There's so many killifish. Oh my god, it would take forever to give common names to all the killifish. Do you grow any plants outside your tanks like pothos? Yeah. We have I just moved a strand of pothos hanging out of one of the tanks to another tank. We usually have some type of plant stuck in a tank growing out of the water. It's usually pothos.
Back in the day when I was more involved in our local club, I would keep all kinds of bins of plants outside of the water and propagate them that way. Just a ton of plants.
Monstera, there's some like types of Monstera that I've done before. I'm trying to think. I mostly kept live plants in my terrariums, like in my reptile tanks. I had a lot of animals that needed high humidity, so it worked out really well then. But then when you have arid species, it's like here's a spider, here's a what's it called? Help me here. Snake plant.
I guess he was specifically asking about houseplants.
Oh.
I thought you meant aquarium plants. I wasn't really paying attention, I guess.
Yeah, I use houseplants for my terrariums and stuff, and I usually kept those in like some type of watered vat in the tanks to, you know, because I had reptiles climbing all over them. Like my emerald tree skinks would knock things over. I would always put what is wrong with my brain? Bromeliads in there, and they just knock them over all the time. Make me so mad.
I used to call them bromeliads and
Bromeliads,
and then Candy and Ginger would yell at me every time.
Bromeliads.
Bromeliads.
They had them so the Home Depot by my house in Sacramento, they sold bromeliads, really nice ones for $10.
Any chance to get a Sacramento reference in?
Jesus. Huh? Well, I did live there for 36 years.
That's it?
Yeah.
Well, I lived here for 49, so
Jesus.
Suck it.
Okay. Ow. God. Yeah, that's funny. Like, everybody assumes, just reading that Seattle comment again, everybody assumes Seattle has all this stuff. And I'm like, you blink and you miss Seattle. It's so small.
Seattle is like 10 miles on the freeway.
It's tiny. It's like nothing. I expected it to be more like the Bay Area where there's so...
And what's worse, there's only 2 lanes that go through Seattle.
Oh my God. What are they thinking? The first time I was like, what the hell is this? Driving up here, I was like, okay, whatever, because I was on hour 12 and I wasn't even paying attention at that point. But driving through Seattle other times, I'm going, what is it's cool. Maybe because I come from a place where there's like the Bay Area is really impressive, a lot of it. Like it's very impressive. And so I was expecting that level of like, oh, big city, cool stuff. And it just isn't, it's not.
Those are the rainbows I want to get again, Amari. They're such a nice yellow rustic color.
Yeah, those are really pretty. I like their shape. I do like these. I am a fan.
Wow, our chat is broken.
Why?
It wasn't refreshing. I just had to refresh. I was like, no one said anything in like 10
Everyone
minutes.
hates us. Oh, shit. I don't even know what's happening now. What? Whoa. Whoops.
I remember seeing a video of natives shooting rainbow fish with tiny arrows and eating them. So rainbow fish can be eaten. All right.
San Francisco wasn't for you, but the food is top notch. Agreed. I wouldn't want to live in San Francisco either, but the food is great.
How much are parrots from the Brazil and the USA? Thousands.
Very expensive.
Thousands and
Yes.
thousands.
As they should be. People should not buy them.
What I want is a toucan, and I know how difficult they are, and I would
Jesus.
probably never actually have one, but that's been like a dream
Yeah, those are
bird for
pretty-
me for a
they're
long
pretty
time.
cool. They could mess you up, but
Speaking of rainbow spawning,
we had an African gray. We had many birds, but one of them was an African gray, and he hated me, and it always pissed me off because I'm like, I am the animal lover of all animal lovers. You do not hate me. He did not like me at all. Bought my wife an orange bromeliad once for like $8 at Walmart. Yeah, you can find good deals on them, but every like independent plant shop is like, it's $45. I'm going to Home Depot. Sorry. I'm going to be that guy. I'm not paying that much for a plant that I'll probably kill or my animal will kill.
Heiko showed up uninvited at the 2001 ACA next to a merch table and asked to do a program. They let him have the auditorium at midnight. Watched him do 2 hours, a 2-hour talk. Wow.
Interesting. I'll be forever indebted to you for turning me on to Itinjo Bosmani, but that video doesn't do them justice.
Mm-mm.
So often the case with fish. San Francisco itself is tiny, 7x7. They still had 7-digit dialing, no area code when I moved there. San Francisco, maybe I should be more specific. I lump San Francisco in the Bay. I guess because when you're from where I'm from, like the Bay is all the Bay. Like until you get down to like San Jose, and then you're in Silicon Valley. But like South Bay, East Bay, Oakland, Alameda, like the Bay. It's much bigger. San Francisco proper, because that is what it's called. The city of San Francisco, yeah, it's not that big. It's still bigger than Seattle. Seattle's nothing. Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't seen anything. Like it was just crickets. So sorry, all the people who said things that we didn't see. Macaw. Yeah, macaws are cool. Yeah, the Doridai rainbows are really, really pretty. I agree.
Go to Costa Rica and see toucans in the wild. I don't even think you need a passport for that.
I don't think so. Old Bay.
Old Bay seasoning?
Mm-hmm. Listen, Tampa is in the Bay. I mean, technically, yeah. It's funny because if you type the Bay into a phone, it capitalizes it because it knows what you're talking about, San Francisco or the Bay Area. And that's what we always called it. I never was like, I'm going to go to the Bay. Going to the Bay.
Going down.
Can rams and a pistogramma coexist in a planted 29? I wouldn't do that.
That would be pretty tough.
It would be tough. It's not to say that it couldn't be done.
You could do like one of each, but rams like to be in groups.
Yeah,
so.
I would honestly, I would just do like, if you wanted to do 29, you could do like 3 to 4 rams. I like rams more than I like a pistogramma, so I'm being selfish and specific there, but the Bay and the Chesapeake Bay. There's many bays, to be fair, but there's only one the Bay. Sorry.
There's only one bay for me.
Oh, God. I haven't heard that one for a while. I could do without that one.
Old Bay.
That was my first nickname.
I'm going to pay for that later.
Yeah, that's a fun one. I love that.
I used to call you Old Bay, didn't I?
Yeah. You did. That's why I seem so thrilled about it right now. I
forgot.
It.
That was one of your first nicknames.
Well, that's a swing and a miss. We're going to move right on from that. Thanks.
But did I?
Yeah, because you haven't said it in a very long time.
Totally forgot about it.
Great. Now he's
Thanks for who brought that up?
Fantastic. That would be Nancy.
Thanks, Nancy.
God dang it, Nancy.
I appreciate it.
Do you know the Geophagus brasiliensis lives in river, lake, and ocean in Brazil? Interesting. They are jerks. They're gorgeous.
So in salt?
They're gorgeous. They're just jerks. My Braziliensis was the meanest geo I've ever kept. Even more than the red hump. Just jerks. Where the watermelons grow. Yeah, down by the bay.
Steenfott belongs in the Pacific Northwest. I'm getting kind of tired of the rain, to be honest. Not the rain, just the wet.
Right. And I was saying that the other day. I was like, I love the rain. I love the feeling.
It's always damp
and
moist.
Everything's muddy. Everything's wet. Everything's covered in water. It's just easy, big fella.
I had to put my truck in 4-wheel drive just to drive on some grass the other day.
It's kind of crazy.
And I left like a really big hole in someone else's yard,
Well,
but
there you
whatever.
go.
That'll happen.
Then comes the baby in the baby carriage. Yeah. It's just the way of it. No, go get some Thank you, Benjamin. We'll go get some Chick-fil-A. It does sound nice.
You need a passport to go to Mexico and Canada these days, so why not Costa Rica? We have those stupid driver's licenses that will get us into Canada. I don't have one.
Blame Canada.
But yeah, it's mainly passports now.
Bay, a brownish red horse with black points.
And I don't think you need a passport for Puerto Rico either. Come here,
What are you
Arlo.
guys doing right now? Wet and dark. It was dark when I left work at yeah. It gets dark early in Sacramento too. Like it just isn't wet all the time. We don't get a whole lot of. We don't have seasons there. We have spring and summer pretty much.
Dogs are getting rowdy.
Yeah, they are definitely.
I was gonna try to make it to an even 1.5, but
Uh-oh.
I'm pretty sure they all need to go outside, so we're gonna call it.
Uh-oh.
Yep, you can hear him.
Suspects
Maybe.
becoming belligerent.
Nope, nope.
Shush up. My goodness.
I don't know what happened. All three of them just got up at the same time.
They decided we're done.
Bunch
I
of
think-
rabble
I
rousers.
think that's rabble.
Thanks everyone for coming out. We appreciate it. We may or may not be back next Saturday. Like I said, we are trying to go to 2 streams a week, but the day is not set, so it might just fluctuate. So make sure you have notifications turned on. Other than that, I don't have much for you. Any last words for you? Go buy fish.
We 10% off again, you guys.
Go buy fish.
Go buy fish with our 10%
There it
off
is.
code.
Go buy fish.
Do it.
That's all. That's
He
all.
was black. Every time it's funny. Every time.